Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Toju and you are watching TM Creatives. So welcome back guys. It's nice to be back again and it's nice to have another session. I always look forward to having this session again. And just to do a bit of recap of what we've done for my last class. So for my last class, I was able to talk on pixel persona. I was able to talk more about layers, effects. I was also able to talk about adjustments, the black and white, the levels, the curves, and all those other things you can do to pictures. I was also able to touch on photo manipulation. I was able to touch on logo design also. First, I want to apologize. I know the last video was long. It was quite long, but that's because I was merging a lot of other sessions into one. There was no way I could avoid that because I was trying to make sure that I teach on pixel persona and also open the floor to logo design. But in this tutorial session we're doing now, today we're going to just be doing, we're only going to focus on logo design, that's branding. So I'm going to teach you, I'm going to open floors to how to actually create a branding design. Branding design entails the logo, the brand guideline, color, typography, rules of using the documents, just basically and mock-up. I will just open the floor. I will introduce mock-up a bit in this session, but we're not going to conclude on mock-up today, maybe in our next session. But I'll be opening the floor to, like I say, a branding design, a branding documentation and stuff like that, because I feel as a designer, as your journey into design, the most important thing you need to learn first is how to actually create a logo, and not just create a logo, how to create a branding document. A brand document is more like, it's like a brand, like a business CV. I see it as a business CV. It has everything that the brand is all about, what they're trying to do. From opening the document alone, they're able to understand that, oh, this is what this brand is all about, this is what they do. And anybody, any designer or any marketer that is opening that branding document, they're able to understand at a glance what that brand is all about. And a logo or a branding document, they have certain flow. When I mean certain flow, they are things that they follow. So in terms of typography, or we're looking at we're actually looking at the fonts that they're supposed to use. Now, typography consists of primary and secondary typographies, that like fonts, and the different styles that they can use. We're also going to be looking at positioning of the logo. Most times it's very important for each brand to have like a unique perspective of where they want their logos to be on any marketing document or marketing purposes that they're trying to achieve. But most times people always put it at the top left. Especially social media designs, you see it at the top left. But every brand, like I said, have their own way of doing their own branding and positioning and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be opening the floor to today, and I would like you to join me as we do that. And please, just remember that I gave some assessment in our last session, and I appreciate those that submitted. It's wonderful, and I gave some feedbacks also, and and I mean the one I saw so far, they were so good and I really liked them. So I really hope that we're able to learn more from this class. Like I said, this class will be opening the floor to brand design, logo design, and brand documentation. So you follow me as we step into this session, and we actually try to achieve something, and open more. It will widen your knowledge in terms of design. And I'm pretty sure so far so good right now. You already understand affinity design to some point. You already understand graphic design, and I believe that I believe that right now, as we are now, you should be able to do a few things, with design, and there's still so much more for you to learn. And just follow this session and this tutorial playlist, and you'll be able to achieve that. So let's start, and I'll be switching my screen so that we can start the class and do something in this session. So follow me as we do that. So this is my screen. I've done everything that we need to do today. So I will just use this one to explain each and everything I've done here. Sadly, I've done a recording before, but I don't know, something happened and I lost it, so I have to record again. So I'm just going to explain this. So like I said, today we'll be doing brand documentation, and in this brand documentation we'll be looking at several things. A brand documentation is like a CV of a business, right? In everything here now, you can see that from everything you are seeing here, you're able to understand what the brand should have. So the very first thing we look at is a quick sheet, right? This quick sheet is like an artboard I created with 1920 by 1080px, and in this quick sheet we look at the very first thing I did was I came up with a name for my brand, PaySmart, which is, to me, it's like I just give it an imaginary description. PaySmart is more like a fintech company that solves financial problems using AI. PaySmart. So I created a logo, as you can see, P and S, PaySmart. So the logo was gotten from something like this. I'm not going to do a rough way how I got the logo. So the logo was gotten from something like this. Something like this. P. PS. Then I'm doing the logo again a bit so that you understand how I got here. Then I created something like this. Then converted this to curve. Press Ctrl Enter to convert to curve. This text to curve. So then join this one together here. So basically something like this. Then so I'll curve this. Use the corner tool to curve this. So that's how I got the logo, as you can see. So yeah, but this is an illustrative logo because this is an illustration. This thing represents the coin. So I'm going to be explaining each and all these artboards, and I want you to do something like this for me. So I want you to achieve something like this at the end. So here is a quick sheet. So a quick sheet is more like you're able to see everything, the main things that this brand documentation will be having. So this is like our first page. That's why it's up here. That's why it is up. Sorry, down here. Where is it? That's why it is down here. In our layers, the ones at the bottom will be page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, and the rest. So here now I just came up with a design. So I mean, it's not compulsory your stuff must have like a background image like this, and I use the transparency tool. So the very first thing is I came up with the color. So the primary color here is green. So it's always very important for you to put the color code. If you want to get the color code for your colors, just click on the color, come to fill here. You can see the color code here. And for those using a lower version of Affinity, you can just come here, come to HEX slider, you still see the color here. So copy that and put it here. It's always important for you to have the color code in your design, because that is actually what people will use. Like, think of the color code as a coordinate for your colors. You know, there are different shades of green, there are different shades of black, there are different shades of white. So it's very important for you to have those colors and put them there. Yeah, so that's just it. So after doing that, I came up here. Secondary color is black, so black should be like this. 00. Sorry, this one is typography also. 1 1 1 1, because white is actually 1, while black is 0 0 0. 1 2 3 4 5 6 so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is it. So I said okay, for the font use this. So you are specifying where you want it to be. The logo positioning, meaning that where you want to position your logo. Then at the other side, then we have the primary font. So your typography, you must know under typography you have primary fonts and secondary fonts. So this is what I picked for my primary font, and for my secondary font, this is what I picked. Gotham, so that's it. Then, like I said, this is a document. This you can do your own, right? You can actually do your own. It's not actually very difficult to do. So this is like one artboard, and I divided it, one color at one side, the other one at one side. Then we now have what they call top left, top bottom right. So after doing this, we now kept like a small information about what the company is all about. There's this Lorem Ipsum. Though this is just like a random generation of text. It's like a placeholder. It doesn't mean anything. Just something that designers put in places that they have no idea on what they want to write there. So that's just it. So this for our first page. So I just added all these images so that make it look more fancy and more eye-catchy. So the very first thing we now have here is our logo. So with the name under. So I grouped the logo. So that's Ctrl G. I grouped them. So that's the first page. So the second thing we're going to have is, now mind you, everything we have here, this is a quick sheet. So now this quick sheet, now you're not breaking them down here. Everything, what other information they need to know about this logo and branding documentation. So the very first thing we have here is the logo, which is what we have here. Then we have what they call the logo badge. So the logo badge, all I did was I simply just took this away. The badge is the icon. This icon you are seeing, this is a badge. So I just kept it here, I just kept different colors. I kept paste smart on that. So I tried to make sure that this place is not so empty. That's why I came up with a watermark for it. So if you want to do a watermark, it's very easy to do a watermark. Just select the logo again, right? Select it out, then move it this way. If I move it this way, enlarge it. Then you just come here to the opacity and reduce it. Sorry. So you can just reduce it. So that's it. That's how I achieved that. So next thing that we did was, after this logo badge, we now have what they call logo breakdown. So logo breakdown is the most interesting part, because you're trying to break down your logo, let them know what you were trying to do. It's not as if you just woke up one morning and you just did the logo, and you must have thought about it. You must have thought about what exactly it is you're trying to achieve. So what I simply did there was I separated the logo. This is the coin. You can easily just come here and say, okay, you can easily just come here and say coin. This is a coin, and you can just call this PS. So what did I say here? So I explained what it means. So I said the icon on the left represents the coin or currency, which is a form of symbolization of the brand as a financial technology company, and PS stands for Play Smart. Then make sure that your color green. So there's something they call color psychology. Color psychology, I will leave a link for color psychology and where to get fonts. So color psychology is more like each color represents something, right? So in my own case, I said, the color green shade represents wealth, money, and approval. So something like that, something around that level. So of course, it's the color green I'm using, and sometimes people represent money as green. Money also can be represented as wealth. So it's still the same thing. So yeah, that's what it means, and I just kept the font stuff here. So this is a way of aligning your logo breakdown. From this now, people can understand what it means. So if you have more than one stuff here, explain everything, two and two. Explain everything that you're having on your logo. You understand? So the very next thing we're having here is what they call um, primary fonts, right? So from this primary fonts we're having for this typography, sorry. Next is typography, and I broke them down into two. The very first one is primary font. So that's what we have here. That's the primary font is this. So now when you're doing typography, it's not just talking about the fonts. We're talking about every typeface of that font. When I mean typeface means that, oh, is it irregular? Is it italic? Is it bold? You know, because each of these fonts they have their own. Some fonts carry what they call extra bold. You know, extra bold, italic. All those kind of large typefaces. That's what it means here. So for this one now, this is what we have. We have regular, we have bold. So users or people that are seeing this document, they know what they work, they know the kind of font to work with and their kind of fonts that they need to work with. So that's what it means. So the very next thing we're seeing here is the secondary fonts. So the secondary fonts we're having the same thing, you know. So makes it easier that way. So I just kept the reason you are seeing A, B, C, D. I just kept it in different how it looks like in uppercase and lowercase. That's what it means. You know, it's a very way of like packaging your stuff. Then the next one we have here is what they call color selection. Color selection. So color selection is more like it's something we've already done down here, but I just put it up here and saying, okay, this is the primary color, which is this, and we just package it this way, you know. And for secondary color, this is it, and just package it this way. So that's what it means. So each of these things, remember, they are artboards, right? Then we have this. So for this, I just created like a box, and I kept the image inside the box. If you want to put an image inside the box, what you have to do is drag the image inside. Like you see this is the image here. Where's the image? This is my image here. So I just drag this in. I just dragged it into the rectangle, and that's why I came inside. So that means it cannot leave the four walls of this rectangle that I've created, or this square I've created, sorry. Then I kept the two logos because you know in my quick sheet I said something. I said my logo positioning. Because that particular page you're seeing, that's for logo positioning. And we said for logo positioning it should be either at the top left or bottom right. Then I just kept this random text. It does not really mean anything. I was just trying to like make sure that this thing is not empty. So then I kept this rectangle icon, like this arrow stuff. So I created like a small rectangle, joined them together to point to this, so that people will know that okay, this is what this place means, and this is what this place meant. So I just hope we're able to understand that from logo positioning. Then the next thing that I came up with, the next thing is the logo size and alignment. So when I say logo size, right, each maybe platform, maybe it's web or mobile or tablet or something, they all have their own sizes. So depending on where the user wants it, I know that the standard stuff is 80 by 80. Then I just double the size, so it could be bigger than this, it could not be bigger than this, depending on where you were, depending on the kind of place you are looking to place it, right? Then we also have what they call logo alignment. So logo alignment is more like, do you just want it to be that the badge will be on top and the text will be under, or you want it this way? So some brands they prefer it this way and they're okay with it, while some they might like both ways. It's still fine. Again, this one said they use it on t-shirts most times. This particular alignment is used on t-shirts, on your t-shirts. Why this one they use it more on maybe things like mock-up designs. So mock-up designs, I want to explain what mock-up designs are. You would have seen all these online businesses whereby they put their logo on all these like company, maybe on a billboard or something. You know, those are mock-ups. Mock-ups is more like you're trying to display how your stuff will look like on certain real life scenarios. So let's say you're a brand now that you have maybe you have like a mobile app, and someone has done the design for the mobile app. You're now trying to see how it will look like on the phone. The phone is the mock-up. You understand? And you just put in the image there. So in our next class we'll look more into mock-up. You understand? So but this is how I was able to achieve that for logo alignment and logo sizes and alignment. The next thing we have is rules for the logo. So rules for the logo, you are looking into
just setting those conditions in which you want people to follow whenever they are working with your brand documentation. You understand? So ensure to use brand fonts in social media. So these three, I just came up with them myself. It depends on you or whoever you're working with. You understand? But this is the standard I normally use. Um, always place logo at the bottom, at the top left or bottom right. Some some people will say, oh, always place logo at the center, bottom center or top center of any marketing material, depending on what they want. Now there are plenty other rules too. For example, um, you can set a rule saying something like ensure um, colors, ensure color codes are utilized accordingly. Utilized. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. Utilized accordingly. Then, so that's it. So there are other rules, right? Then we now have a thank you, but normally you can, if you have a mock-up, you can put it. But like I said, next class, I'm still going to touch on this document, and we're still going to look at mock-up. So that is it, and I want you guys to come up with something like this. I don't think there's anything difficult here. I came up with the logo, like I said, broke it down into this, color them. You want to easily color your logo, you can just group it and come to fill here and fill it up whatever you want. So yeah, that can work. So that's just it. Then I named all my artboards. So if you want to name your artboard, just come here to logo size. Normally you see artboard, so you can just double click on it and it will give you the prompts to put in your what you want to rename it as. Then after doing all this, after having all this your artboard, ensure you can see that my first page, ensure that you collapse all your artboards. So you can see that this is my artboard here. It has all these things inside. So you can see this arrow that points down. Just click on it to reduce it. You can see so that you're able to see all your artboards at once. Everything that is inside does not really matter. So you can see this. I'm just going to collapse on my artboard. So something of this level. Just collapse everything. So make sure that your very first page is the one that is at the last. So that's what this number 1, this number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. The last one that is up is conclusion. That's the last thing. So that's it. So when you're done with this, what you now do next is you come to file. This is how you save. You come to export, right? Then you pick PDF. If you are picking your own PDF and maybe you are seeing like a transparent background or something, right? Ensure that if you come to document setup, ensure your transparent background is not ticked. If it's ticked, that means this white will not be showing. And in the case whereby you're still not seeing your white after you've ticked that, make sure you just select your artboard like this and check if that cross sign. See this cross sign means that there's no background color on it. Just make sure that you click on it and you give it white. That's it. So then come here, go to export, then select PDF. Make sure you are selecting PDF from here. When you select PDF, make sure you select high quality, digital high quality. Then come here, area, just select all documents. So to save the entire document, all the artboards into one PDF. So after you've done that, you then come to export. Pick where you want to export it where and name it. Then save it. Save it. Because we have already done that already. So you just save that. So once you save that now, you go to where you have saved your documents. Right? So you open it. As you can see, the very first thing we see is this, right? Followed by this, then this, then this, then this. So this is an entire document you can send to your client and they'll be happy with this. It's not hard to do this. If you have any issues or any problem, please feel free to drop a comment or leave a comment below and I will walk you through. You understand? So This is how you do it. The reason why I didn't really do so much is because from the last class I've taught you how to use each of those tools. So I believe by now you should be able to like navigate your way through the kind of tools to use and how to do them. So this is exactly how you're supposed to achieve this. And I hope we're able to achieve this. In our next class, we'll be looking at mock-up designs and stuff like that. So we're able to cover more ground. So we're going to be looking at mock-up illustrations, and yeah, mock-up and illustration. That's what we're going to be looking at in our next class. So please feel free to drop a message below and let me know if you're able to achieve this. If you're having any problems, please don't hesitate to drop a message in our comment section below. So I'll be leaving links to showing you, and also in our next class we'll be looking more into font installations. So I'll be leaving the link for stuff like where to get these fonts, or you can even use the fonts that already exist in your system. Just do your logo. Let me show you're going to do your logo and create this wonderful document, so stuff like that. And please, like I said, leave a message below and get back to me. I'm here to actually see you through and everything. So thank you, and see you in the next class.
So there you have it, guys. I hope we're able to learn some things from this class, because it's important that you have a brand documentation like this. At least when you make your logo, you already know what like when you make your logo, you already know what to do next. Is to come up with a brand documentation, a quick sheet, a logo sizes, positioning, come up with color selection, typography, and the rest. So everything I've explained, I hope we're able to understand what exactly branding entails. And like I said, I I purposely didn't want to put so much creating and everything. I've already done, like, I've already created everything I needed to create before. Like, I created a dummy brand name called PaySmart, and I made sure that whatever it is I'm creating, PaySmart now is all about, is a fintech company. So I tried to like place something in my mind. I created an illustrative logo for that PaySmart, and I was able to ensure that, okay, from PaySmart I created like a brand documentation from it. So I'll actually be leaving that template. I'll be leaving this particular PaySmart link, the raw file, the Affinity raw file below in the link, so you can always download it and maybe go through it again, and you see how exactly I came up with all those things. But if you don't have that, if you don't have the exact font I used right on your system, if you download the raw document, it will change the fonts, with any available font on your own system. So that's why I'll also be leaving a link below where to get fonts, where to get fonts, and to download this particular material that I just used in this video to teach you guys. As a PaySmart Affinity Designer documents. Then after that, we looked at making sure that not only are we doing documentation, we're also somehow designing each of those artboards. Then we learned how to save our projects, and save it in a PDF format. So that PDF format, where we saved it is, when you save it as a PDF, it will highlight all the artboards and save it into one PDF, And in the next class, I also teach you how to save each individual PDF, But that is if you are saving it as a JPEG or PNG or any of that. So I hope you're able to learn a thing or two from this session. And if you have any complaints or any comment below, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you, because I'm here to help you. I'm here to ensure that, okay, you also understand what it is and what it is you are doing, So please don't forget to also like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the next session, and I hope we're able to catch up and go to the next class, which is all about mock-up designs and everything like that, and illustration. So thank you, God bless you, and please don't forget to like again, share, and subscribe. and tell your loved ones or people that you know that are into design, and or they have interest in design, and this is like a starting point for them. This particular module will help them a lot. Thank you. God bless you. See you in the next class.